All right, well, major accomplishment today. This is the swing motor on this Serco 10,000. And since I've bought it or had it for the last 2 years, this breather has been broke off. And I'm just now getting to fix it. I ordered a new breather, which arrived in the mail yesterday. And I pulled this plug before I replaced the breather, and it just started spewing out oil. So that tells me it's probably full of water. Couldn't get that plug off. I just heated it and broke it loose, but I have not pulled it out yet. I'm expecting water, but I don't know exactly how much water. But I mean, 2 years of rain. My tip was plugged on my torch. I had to heat it with the acetylene. So put you right here. As good as view as you're gonna get, because I gotta use 2 hands. We'll see how much water's in there. You can't even see it, can you? There, it's, don't dare pull it out anymore. Maybe only a little water, I don't know. I see water coming out now. Oh, just milky. So it's gear oil and it feels pretty. I'm sure it's got a lot of water in it, so I knew it's gonna make a mess though. If it runs down here, that'll be great. Looks darker than it is. I'm gonna fill it back full of 80-90. I got 2 gallons of it, so I'm gonna let this sit here and drain. I'll bring you guys back once I get the plug back in. All right, well, I hooked up this piece of brazing rod and drained out all the oil till it quit draining. I just put the plug back in. Oh, a bit of dirt there. And I took out this is the level it's supposed to be filled up to. And the vent, unfortunately, this is going to pour. It's probably going to take like 2 days to fill this. I'm filling it through an 1/8 inch pipe plug because of this plug, or this adapter, this bushing, is up against the motor here. And I don't feel like taking the motor off because I don't know what, if there's like a paper gasket or something. So I'm just going to fill it the slow way with some 85 140 I have, and fill it up till it starts oozing out the top there. It's going to take me a while. Next on the list, while that thing's getting oil up there, I mean, it's literally probably going to take 2 days to fill that out of an 140 weight into through an 1/8 inch pipe plug. But these nuts here, there's, I believe, spherical bearings or bushings, but you can see this one's non-existent in there. So I got to take those bolts, the pins out. I'm going to do both sides. I'm going to put a rosebud on them, see if I can warm them up a little bit. I don't really want to melt the nylock in them or whatnot, but get them warm, see if they'll come off a little easier. If I remember right, this one has some play too. So I'm just going to take them both out, and then I can either measure this one if it's still good, but might as well replace them both. What else? This one's got a different nut and a longer bolt than that one. I don't know if it's longer, but it's a different, thicker bolt or nut. That one's thinner, but they're both 2 5/16. So I'm gonna heat them up. I haven't put the cheater pipe on them yet, but I'm just gonna warm them up, make it easier for myself. Well, on this thin one, I probably have no choice but to melt the plastic in the nylock. Maybe I'll buy new ones, or maybe we'll see how hard they go on. Maybe I can just give it a small tack weld. But man, I need to bump my, there you go, bump my thing with my hand here. Well, I had to take a break because I was working up a sweat. I got this nut to break loose, but that one's coarse thread, this one's fine thread. And this one's giving me a run for my money. I'm gonna heat it up again. But in the meantime, some keys showed up. They're K20s. There's only really one equipment that runs K20s, and there might be a video on that coming up. So just a hint, but I'm gonna keep working at it. Hopefully I can get this off before dark so I can See the damage in there. Hopefully I don't have to weld this eye up. Hopefully it's not all wallered out, but we'll find out. Got her. Had to take it off the truck. I couldn't get in there easily with the ladders and up against the things. I moved it over here and really put the heat to her and a bar and got it. So I'll go ahead and put it back now and let everything relax, and then we can pull these pins out and see what we got to work with. All right, well, took my calipers here. These are my 12-inch calipers from back in my machinist days. My other ones, I have a set of 8-inch Mitutoyos and their battery's dead, so I busted these out. This is actually the first time I've used these since right before I left the machine shop. I sent these out and had them calibrated and gone through. That way for the rest of my life they should be perfect. And today's the first time I've used them, and so I've been like, golly, 8 years? I don't know. 10 years almost. Nine years. So, but got all the measurements. This spherical bearing's actually in good shape. The pin has a little bit of wear, and the pin's actually like 20 thousandths undersized. So I think a lot of the play I was seeing on this one was just the pin moving around in there. And the other side, this one is wallered out. I believe it's wallered out about, it's hard to tell because it's not wallered out in the middle as much. So it's, yeah, 70 thousandths wallered out. Not the end of the world. So about, you know, 1/8 inch out around, maybe just, I mean, less than an 1/8 inch. It looks, well, hold on, let's see. Yep, 70 thousandths. So not as bad as it looks. I think, like I said, it looks worse than it is because it's tighter in the middle than it is on the outside edges. So I can probably fix that with a little bit of weld and some die grinding. But now at least I can order that spherical bearing instead of, and I don't have to order 2. And maybe I will order 2 if I can get a pack of 2 or something for a spare. But it should be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and top off the oil in that swing box one more time, and then go ahead and call it a night. So on that, we'll put these tools away and call it a wrap. So thanks for watching. Bye now.